lot of thoughts in my head and a lot of stuff, and especially about what happened. You know, thinking, you know, did I do the right thing? Did I not do the right thing? You know, that kind of thing that goes in your head. But, you know, at the time, you're annoyed.
I've got news for you, and things I want to pursue. Oh, I'm jumping up Kilimanjaro, Kilimanjaro.
You're annoyed and you're pissed off. I'm just gonna say it right now, having a relationship with somebody who doesn't understand what an RVer has to go through. He's like, well, why didn't you stay close? I'm in an RV. I have to go slow and you can go as fast as you want. He takes off, I end up going around in circles. I don't need, if I was here by myself, I would have gotten the map and I would have found my way out, but he said, follow me, and then he takes off. I'm so pissed off right now. And he's over there laughing. Well, why didn't you stay close? Well, why are you going 30 miles an hour? I don't have a freaking van. I have trees and stuff I gotta watch on my way out. And then he's laughing. I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's comical. We've already been through this. We've been traveling for 3 years. He thinks he likes to piss me off. I don't like to be pissed off. I told him this morning, you want to get to breakfast? We got to do it now. He's sitting around talking. Telling you, having relationships or following people or having friends where you have to follow them or you have to decide on what to do. People change their mind. Oh, we're going to have breakfast this morning. Well, guess what? It's 11:06. Where are you going to get breakfast at 11:06? That's what I hate. When I'm perfectly fine and then somebody says they're going to do something and they piss me off. I am not a seat in the pants person. And that's the reason you have a rig, because you can leave. You can walk away from certain situations like that, from people who, I don't know what to say. But I know that I've let myself get put into positions in the past that are not agreeable to me and not agreeable for my RV or the way that I travel in my RV. And, I get caught up in somebody saying to me, turn here and go in there and do this and do that. And, pull in here and do this. And, they're putting me at risk. They're putting me at risk and my RV at risk. And I don't like things like that. Am I going straight? What am I doing? I'll go straight? I don't know. People who don't think twice. I don't like taking unnecessary risks is what I want to say. Ooh, I thought I was going to tilt over. I've been here for 2 weeks waiting for Lewis's birthday, and yesterday was his birthday and I wasn't there for his birthday because I was still mad at him. I was still mad at what happened. I had a certain idea of what we were going to do this weekend. He certainly knows that I don't like driving, and I don't like driving more than 3 hours. I spent pretty much the whole weekend driving. All right, I made Lewis stop here at this pass stop thing here. Just pull out because I just couldn't take it anymore. I got so stressed over there in that place. So many you didn't see what happened at the last minute. And I told him, I said, on your birthday, I don't want to be driving around. I don't want to go to Panera Bread. And I told him, oh, well, there's free campsites here in Pennsylvania. Oh, I know about that, but you have to get permits. Well, why didn't you tell me? I could have gotten the permits days ago. I could have gotten on Thursday. We could have just been there the whole weekend. We didn't have to be driving all around. All right, so I just want to talk about what happened. We did not stay at the Tobiana State Park because there's only, I think, 3 or 4 spots that are with hookups, and they were all taken when we got there. I don't want to be driving all around because I'm going to be doing that heading south, and I've been doing that coming up here. I just want to sit for a while. I was exhausted the last few days. If he knew about it and didn't tell me, I mean, it's not good planning. The problem is there's no listening to the other person is what I'm trying to say. You like going to Panera Bread all day long, eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I don't want to do that. I don't care about making myself like some cereal and milk, but I want to be outdoors. I want to take my dog out. I want to go out with my cat. I just want to sit outside. I want to see nature. I've been doing pavement for weeks on end now, and I don't want to do it anymore. So obviously we clearly have different ideas about traveling. He was making stuff up as we went instead of discussing with me what the plans were. Places like this, you can't come at the end of the day.
I understand that.
You have to come early in the morning, especially if you have a rig like this. You can't come at this time of the day. I don't do well with situations like that when you are totally, living off the seat of your pants and I'm following along with your lifestyle. I do not do things like that. I don't like it. It makes me feel uncomfortable. It puts my animals at risk. I have an RV that has a lot of stuff in it in the back, and I have an animal back there. And going through elevations like that, rocky elevations, potholes that make my RV go this, things fall. And then I can't pull over because I have a car behind me, that wants to get through. And it just makes the situation very stressful. And then when we're finally off the road, and I said, okay, that's enough filming for today. And then he continued all day filming the shit. And I'm still following him. There's a recreation center right there. And I said to him, why don't we go in there? Because all I wanted to do was sit for a while and relax. He totally ignored me and he kept going. And then I finally called him on the phone and I said, I need to stop somewhere. I need to check the back and make sure that Missy's okay. And make sure everything's okay. I need to rest. I need to stop. And he pulls over in this little just cuts off in the middle of this. He pulls off to his general store where I hardly even fit. And people are honking me from behind. And I was like, this isn't what I planned for his birthday. I thought we were just going to have a quiet day, celebrating his birthday, talking about the future and future plans about traveling out west and just working on a video like he said. And everything suddenly changed. And I can't live like that. I can't travel, much less with a person like that, because he doesn't have the responsibilities that I have. And he is not 1,500 miles from home where I am. He has his home with him. I have to go at home, so it's totally different. So I texted Lewis this morning and I said, look, if you want, we can talk about it. I'm back over to New Jersey and meet up with you. It's like about an hour, almost 2 hours. It's about an hour and a half away from me. I mean, it's on the opposite direction of where I have to go if you want to talk about what happened, and he hasn't texted me. So I don't know if he's going to do it later today. Maybe he's busy at work now, but I know that I have to move on. I have to move on with my life, and I have to move on with the principles that I hold dear to myself, because that's all who I have. I have to honor myself and my principles. So if other people don't want to talk about it and understand who you are and what your principles are, then I just have to move on with my life. And this is what I'm going to do. So I stayed here for the whole day. Hasn't been easy dealing with my emotions and my stuff, my sadness at things that happen. It's very difficult having a relationship with a person who is nomadic, and with a person you only see 4 months out of the year. And then when you travel together, you have two totally different styles of traveling, because you also have two different styles of rigs. And he's been very good with me. He's taken me out to dinner. He's done a lot of nice stuff, and everybody's gonna say, oh, but he's so nice to you, this and that, whatever. I get that. I'm not saying that he hasn't been a wonderful person, but my self-respect and the values that I hold dear are important to me. And if you're going to be with me, you have to understand that. We have to come to a common agreement about what I feel safe with and what I don't feel safe with. It's not your rig. It's not your RV. We have an argument and you leave me in the woods. Guess what? I'm going to have to fend for myself. And I know that there's guys out there that do that. And they would just leave you right there after. They're the ones that told you to go there and do something like that. So that's just the way it is. I've invested a lot of my time with Lewis. I've invested a lot of my years with him. We've had a good relationship, but this is getting a little bit out of hand at this point, and I can't right at the anymore. Just wanted to interrupt this video as I edit it and say a couple of things about this video. And the reason that I did this video is because Lewis had posted a video about the breakup, and I don't know why he did that, because during the summertime we broke up for 2 months. So it makes no sense to me why he did that video, other than it is to jump ahead with the views like he did. A lot of people keep asking me, they're like, but you're posting videos with Lewis, are you broken up? Yes, we're broken up. And this is why I jumped the gun and jumped this video ahead, showing you some clips of the videos that are coming up in the next week. But I had to get this done because people keep asking me. So I just want you to know, yes, we're not together anymore. We broke up. If you see in this video that I have, it looks like I have a lump over here on my video. As I was editing, I noticed it, and I know some people comment on it and it's really noticeable. What I have is something called atrophy of the salivary glands, which means that I don't drink enough water. And when I don't drink enough water, my salivary glands, one of them especially, gets very irritated. So this is why I have problems sometimes with my neck, like dehydration. You'll see some stuff here and then that. So if I'm not drinking enough water, which is what's happening on this trip, is because the weather is cold and I don't drink enough water. So I'm trying to drink some warmer teas and coffee and stuff like that as I travel. So if you notice that, don't be alarmed, because it's perfectly normal. But now that I've been up north, I see how it's swollen a lot more. So that's the reason I wanted to let you guys know. So not to be alarmed, everything's good. And stay tuned for next week, because next week the videos of that weekend that we had together, it's going to be posting. I am being very discreet with these videos, where I'm just posting the problems that we had as a nomadic couple traveling together. There's other things that we had problems with that are personal and private, and those I'm going to keep personal and private because it's nobody's business. And the only reason that I am letting you know that we broke up is because he jumped the gun and did that. So I have to do it also on my channel so people know what's going on. If not, nobody would have ever known, because Lewis wasn't really a regular on my channel, and I wasn't a regular on his channel. So the reason why he announced it makes no sense to me, because during the summer he wasn't worried about, we broke up for 2 months anyway. So, and then he started contacting me again. Anyway, I just don't want to confuse people. I just want to post the things that were relevant to the nomadic lifestyle. What might happen to couples when they meet and they're nomadic, and how they start this lifestyle of following each other, and everything is good in the beginning, and then some people compromise more than others. Some people, like me, I tend to keep my mouth shut a lot and just like follow along, and then it starts to build up, and then finally something happens, and then that's what triggers me. So this is why I'm posting these videos with these problems, because it's relevant to nomadic relationships. And there's a lot of breakups on YouTube. When you take a nomadic relationship, and then on top of that, there's people filming, there's egos, there's boys and girls contacting, and then they throw it in your face about like, oh, this girl contacted me or whatever, things like that are YouTube related with the market, I guess. I don't know. When you're adding all those things on top of the travel problems or nomadic problems, it just makes for failure in a relationship. And honestly, those kind of things shouldn't even be like mentioned in a relationship. So this is why we had a lot of problems. It wasn't just the traveling nomadic problem, but it was also, you're adding, filming and what you have to go, and camera angles, and it's just a lot. The YouTube adds to the stress, and then now you have to go upload a video, and he has a hotspot and I don't have a hotspot, and so many different angles to this. But that's why I want to keep it quiet, hush hush, like he used to say, mush mush, because it's really nobody's business, our personal business. But anything that has to do related to nomadic is what it is. When he posted his video, I posted my blog post about what happened. If you look at my blog post, I didn't talk about anybody other than the problems that we had in the relationship, which is the same thing that I'm talking about here. I'm not putting anybody down. I'm just saying what the facts are. Simple as that. I'm letting people know what the facts are, what happened in this relationship, the nomadic style that doesn't work for both of us. Maybe if I was a different way, it would work fine. Maybe if he was a different way, it would work fine. Obviously, we are not compatible for the nomadic lifestyle together. Or if the relationship was special to him long term, like he said it was, then I could believe that we could fix this problem. Because this is this for a couple, for people who really care each other, you have to be able to talk about these issues. You have to be able, after you cool off, because everybody has a hot moment, and I had my hot moment because I did. Yeah, I will admit that I did yell at Lewis, because by then I had exploded. I was done, and that's what set him off. He was pissed off because I left him, for. I drove an hour south. That's how pissed off I was. For 2 days, he didn't hear from me. I wouldn't call him. I wouldn't talk to him. That was how pissed off I was. And then that's when I texted him. As far as a nomadic lifestyle is concerned, it's important for people to know, if you really do care enough for each other, there are ways that you can talk to each other. There's things you can do. One solution is to have a walkie-talkie. And that was one of the things that might have saved this day, because Lewis bought the walkie-talkies and I keep them in my RV. He let me have them in my RV because we only use them when we travel. And that day I had charged them the night before. And I said to him, oh, I'm going to give you the walkie-talkie. He said, oh, no, we don't need the walkie-talkies. We don't need them. And he said, I'll just call you on the phone, which is fine. But the phone is very uncomfortable because the phone, you got to be, if you're driving, you got to be with the numbers and stuff like that. The walkie-talkie is simple because you can have it right there and just press the button. So the walkie-talkies were essential because after a couple of hours, I mean, he was calling me, putting me on, I had him on speakerphone. We were doing, everything was fine for a couple of hours. Then he stopped. He just totally stopped calling me. And that's when the problem started. When he totally wouldn't tell me, we're going to go here, we're going to turn here, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. That kind of stuff is the kind of stuff that might have helped. So having a walkie-talkie or some kind of an agreement where you're going to talk to each other with a speakerphone or not hang up the phone. I mean, it's hard because if I'm filming and he's on the speaker, it's hard because I use my phone for filming. So having him on the speaker is difficult. So having a walkie-talkie, of course, is better. So that's one of the things that we could have done that would have helped. You love each other enough to say, look, we got to work this out with the traveling. It's just, this didn't work out. I didn't do a good job, whatever. We could work this out. But it was not important to him. The relationship was not important enough for him, I realized. And this is why I say enough that I can't anymore with him, because I've had time to reflect. And if he really cared for me the way that he said that he did, this is an easy fix. This would have been an easy fix because there's a lot of times that I said to him on the road, I said, look, I want to pull over here. And he was like, no, let's keep going, do this, do that. And he kept pushing me on and on to keep following him. And me like an idiot. I do it. I do it because I'm a nice person and I don't want to have trouble and I don't want to fight with anybody. But I have to realize that I have my breaking point. And one of my breaking points was I was tired, I was exhausted, and I should have stopped. I should have said, and I did at one point. I did. You will see in the video that I did stop. I finally got tough with him. You don't discuss your feelings or the problems. And it's going to be bigger for women than for men, because for men, they might be braver in doing certain things than women are. For me, I'm from Florida, so we don't have elevations. We don't have this. We don't have that. So for you women, maybe who grew up out west where you have mountains and rocks and this and that, it might be a little bit different for you. For me, it's different. So, but if you don't have that communication with your partner or the person that you're with when you're traveling, then it's just better off to do things on your own. Because honestly, if you're going to be frustrated, it's better to be on your own. Trust me, you will have a better time being on your own. Thank you for watching. I hope that you found this video a little bit helpful. And I don't know. Have a great day, everybody. Bye. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.